love these chilies together. They're delicious. Throw some plastic wrap over this. And then, and so what I'm going to do is it's going to steam in there for a second. It's going to help them, what do you call that?
Separate from the skin?
Yes, thank you. And then, so now I've mixed up my powders, and I'm just going to do a nice dry rub and rub it all in here. And I got to get this in the oven pretty quick, so. And I'm going to start it, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can sear this off ahead of time if you want it, or you can be smart like me and start it at 450 degrees on convection. So, to get rid of these pork chop cutting boards, and then I'm going to make a quick chili. I'm going to start my chili sauce.
I am trying to brown up the chicken for the chicken chili verde. We're going to salt and pepper on the outside into a really hot pan. I'm not dumping it all in, but I do want to make sure it gets a nice sear on there.
I'm going to make a little lime crema, and I'm just going to zest a couple of limes. I love the zest. The zest is really fragrant. I'm going to throw the juice in there. I've got my organic clover, sour cream. I'm going to mix that up, and that's going to be our lime crema. And then along with our chili sauce, you're going to have a heating element and then a cooling element. Because one of the things that we always like to talk about is balance. So you're going to have a meaty, porky element, which is delicious because it's pork. And then you're going to have the salad, which is going to have a bunch of textures. It's going to have crunch, it's going to have sweetness, it's going to have avocado for mellowness, and all that. But would you go to New York, or would you travel around if they gave you a show?
I was ready to rent an apartment in New York and live there half a year.
Wow.
I was.
You're committed.
I was totally committed.
If Food Network, if you're listening, he's committed. Give this man
Who else doesn't want their own show on the Food Network?
I mean, reaction. How was Bobby Flay with the hangout with?
Honestly, I never got to hang out with him. But in terms of what happened on the show, totally cool guy. He was a lot better than I expected. He really is kind of a down-to-earth guy, but he's lucky in that everything he touches turns to gold. I mean, he's got restaurants, he's got products, he's got obviously a lot of different TV shows. I mean, the guy really is. He knows what he's talking about. And the advice that he did give me, it was fabulous. I mean, it really was superb.
It was germane.
Germane. Wow. Yeah.
And then, are you going to be called back at some point after that?
I'm going to be going back to the finales, definitely. And hopefully I'm going to be part of that final that you guys get to vote for.
Oh, you don't even know yet?
No. No.
Oh, I thought you knew who won. You just couldn't tell me.
No.
Before the end of the show.
Exactly. We don't know.
Wow.
So, not at all.
And we get to vote? All right.
Vegetarians, in spite of the cream, of course. But it really is this great meatiness, richness to it, especially from the mushrooms.
All right. I finished my salad. I've diced up a bunch of avocados. I've chopped the top part of the cilantro, and I put the leaves in the salad. I put the stems into my chili sauce that I'm going to blend up. I've got some oranges that I just cut up. I just peeled them, which I'm going to show you really quick, and some tangerines, which I have right here. And the way to do that is really simple. You cut the top and the bottom off, and you just set it flat. And you just kind of let your knife follow along around the tangerine or orange or citrus, whatever it is that you happen to be using. And this method is what we use to make segments. If you want to just cut the segment in between, you can do that. So when you see fruited segment fruit, that's how that works. You would just cut the segment out. But in this case, we want a little bit more depth and body and texture. So we're just going to cut it in half, and then turn it, cut it in a quarter, and voila, we got all that. And then we have some jicama, and I cleaned the jicama the same way. I cut the top and bottom, I went around, and then I cut it into pieces And the jicama is this great vegetable that's sort of like potato and apple if they were to have met and became one with each other. And so they're crunchy, kind of starchy, and they've got a really nice crunchy texture. And that's just going to go fantastic in the salad. And this just gets tossed around. I checked on my pork. I turned it down a little bit.